As easy as it is to run to Vegas and get married, it is sadly just as easy to split up a marriage and get a divorce. To break up something that was once valued and treasured now seems to have none to very little value. So why? Why now? Is it because can we blame the previous generations for that? Uh, in part, I believe it slowly kind of happened. And people rush into relationships, and partly because I think it's the scarce that we're never going to find somebody. So you rush into a relationship that you're not even sure about, and let's actually think, how long does it take to actually know somebody, to actually fall in love with somebody? Now, some people might say a few months, right off the bat. But honestly, you have to grow together. You have to build. You do find a connection in the beginning, but you have to build and work with each other. You have to go through bad times before you get married, I believe. So you find that person that you have already highs and lows, and you know that you can make it through. So you get married. You fall in love, you get married, you have that connection, common values, you find ground. Now comes the vows, the commitment, and the settling. You want to settle with that person. So you're ready to make that commitment, you're ready to put those vows into action. But when does this commitment actually play? The commitment does not start when you sign the papers to get married. The commitment begins when the bad and the ugly come into play. Are you willing to stick behind that person? And nowadays it is not very likely that people have hardships and they're ready to run. And when that hardship is going on, the excuse is because it's bad for my kids. We don't want to argue in front of the kids. Then don't argue in front of the kids. Be adults, and you need to do make adult decisions as to not argue in front of the kids. Argue when the kids are sleeping. You know, it's things like that they make it so easy to run. They don't want to fight for what was once valued. They don't want to fight for the God-given marriage, the partner that God chose for them. So this is scary. Yes, this is it's not great for the kids, but let's think about our kids and the future generations that see this fairy tales in the cartoons. That's what we want our kids to do. We want our kids to grow up, find someone they love, and to get married, move on. But what happens when everyone is so scared to get married? For the fact that your partner might just one day up and just not love you anymore, up and just leave you because they're not feeling it. How do we make this stop, and where does this end? Because the kids do hurt when the parents get divorced. As a child who came from divorce parents at the age of 7 to 8, I mean, it was a struggle. Me and my siblings struggled very hard. It's confusing. It's hard seeing one parent during the weekdays and only get to see the other one during the weekends. It is very hard. And not only that, but the parents still argue. So, how does that fix the situation? We need to understand that online, it is easy as a double click away to get a divorce. It is easy as just calling up a lawyer. You don't even have to go to court these days. Just sign a quick paper of why you're unhappy, and the divorce is settled. That is scary and ridiculous. We need to stand up, put our foot down, and ask ourselves, should should it be allowed for people just to get married right off the bat. No, there should be counseling. There should be marriage counseling recommended. There should be stricter laws on divorce. You need to have counseling before you get a divorce. There's got to be something to happen. There's got to be something. Because when you do get married, you are making that commitment. Yeah, you might be young, but that's when the laws need to come set in. Yes, you're too young, so you need to go to counseling. Yes, you're rushing in, y'all have only known each other this long. You need to go to counseling because you're about to make a commitment for a lifetime. These things, I think it should be laud to look more into the getting married and divorce. It should not be that simple as a click away to get a divorce. Nowadays, we kids are being misguided. Kids surrounding us, brothers and sisters, the understanding of love is lost. And we need the law's help to help us understand that it is not okay to get a divorce just because of one bad decision.